So, I mean, there are situations when if Janet Yellen, I think you were there, right, the night of Janet Yellen. Janet Yellen, if she's giving a speech, she's the Federal Reserve chairwoman, if she's giving a speech and the TV has a natural 10-second delay, right, because it goes to the satellite and comes back down. If you have a squawk feed, we're getting direct audio from the actual conference itself. So what happens is you literally get a 10-second edge over the rest of the world. And in the markets, that can be life or death, right? 10 seconds.
But you can look at the charts and figure out, like, what's happening.
I specialize in equity index futures with a core focus on order flow analysis as part of my strategy. It's kind of an unconventional strategy, but it's nonetheless it's very consistent, very profitable. When I started trading, it was right about the beginning of the global recession. So everything that I had learned at that time during my training phase, all the rules about technical indicators and what we know about studies and so on, everything was being violated on a daily basis. And the world was, as we now know, it was going through the transition into the new normal. So, I mean, fast forward that 10 years, all the lessons that have been learned by traders like myself over the last decade or so, now we translate that into the training division, right? So on the training side, as you will hear from Sushant, he's talked about our Vision 2020, which is to establish the world's largest trading floor here in Dubai. So on the training division, we've really upped our game, and the claim that we make is don't just learn to trade, learn to profit. Right? These days, learning to trade is very easy. It's very straightforward. You can find plenty of great resources online even, which will teach you the basics of how to read a chart and so on. But nobody seems to be focusing on the end goal of trading, which is to become a profitable trader, right? To actually earn some income from it. And that's a whole different ball game, as I'm sure you'll know. Professional trading, much like any other professional career, like pro athletes, for example, in the long run, they measure their performance over a season. They'll measure their batting average over a season instead of an innings or even just a game. So what we do on the training side is that from day one, we start focusing on this end goal of profitability.
Okay. So you manage the courses for the students who come here to have a training session. To begin, what do you teach them? What do you focus? Do you focus on the strategy? Do you focus on the money management and the risk?
So we get a very vast array of people from all different walks of life and different backgrounds, different nationalities. Of course, this being Dubai, that's what the norm is over here. Now, for people who have no experience in trading and no background in finance, we offer a beginner's course, which is what we call the Jumpstart program. This is where we teach the structural differences between all the major asset classes and different product types that professional traders trade. Now, on the trading floor, we have a policy where we don't restrict traders to any specific markets. This being Dubai, we've got direct market access to basically any exchange in any market in the world. So it doesn't make sense to restrict people to just one style of trading or one product or one asset class even. So during the beginner phase, we focus on 4 asset classes, which are your stocks, your commodities, bonds, and Forex, right? And on the derivative side, we cover futures and options. So the Jumpstart program is only 1 week long, and it's held here on the trading floor itself. In a minute, we'll take a tour, and I'll show you the training room, how we've designed that. It was designed very systematically to give people as much practical exposure as possible. But it's a great insight into the world of trading, right? Those are just the first building blocks. After that, we have 2 more courses, which are the intermediate and what we call the pro course. During the intermediate course is where we start focusing on the strategy side of things. How do you develop a strategy? How do you backtest a strategy? How do you optimize it? How do you make sure that it's working? If it's not working, how do you go back and make it so that it does start working? As you know, markets are constantly evolving, right? There's always a new focus on something or the other. So as traders, we need to continuously adapt, and our strategies also need to be adaptable to the new environment all the time. So now as far as we talk about profitability, so as far as becoming a profitable trader goes, we have institutionalized several new initiatives that no trading floor has ever done in the past. where we have certain templates and certain exercises that traders can do on a daily basis to make sure that they maintain profitability. As a framework, we have what we call the 4 pillars of successful trading. All right. Now the 4 pillars are very straightforward. The first of which is strategy. Second is risk management. Third is money management, and the fourth is your mind management, or trading psychology, as we say. So during the intermediate course, we focus on strategy development and risk management. And during the pro course, then we tie that into your bigger trading plan. Right now, in the trading plan, you actually have to write down not only what is your strategy, i.e. when are you buying and selling, but also what is your worst case scenario at any given time. On the money management side, traders have experienced, because of the law of exponential growth, how you manage your money will ultimately define whether or not the profits that you are making, are they actually compounding into your long-term growth and your long-term success. And of course, on the mind management side, that's I envision that not as a 4-step process, but more as a circle, because it's or as a curly bracket, if you like, overcoming everything else. If you're not good with managing your emotions and managing your personal life outside of trading, it has a negative effect on pretty much everything. And we've experienced that. We've all experienced it as traders, but also with trainees and new people. So what we do is during the training phase, we walk people from the very basics of trading all the way to the advanced strategy levels, and also figuring out not only how to develop a strategy, but how to improve it continually, right? Once the training phase is complete, we have a 1-month-long mentoring program. This is for people who want to build a career in professional trading. Or for existing traders, it's an opportunity to further improve and enhance your existing track record. Regardless of what asset class you're trading and what your style of trading is like, we can help you improve. Right? It always benefits traders having someone to bounce ideas off of. Well, basically what we're trying to build here is more of a traders community more than anything else. So on a weekly basis, we have special platinum classes as well, which are exclusive for our traders. We don't charge anything for this. It's simply what we call gain storming sessions. It's there for everyone's benefit. Traders can bounce ideas off of each other. If somebody wants to share their strategy and get some input or feedback from a mentor, they're free to do that as well. In the long run, because what we're trying to achieve, having the world's largest trading floor is it's very much easier said than done. We need to actively invest in the profitability of our traders, and that's what we're doing from the very beginning all the way to the transition phase when they actually become live traders.
Okay. Also, after the training, the better the students they can be backed by professional traders. Sushan speak a little bit about it. So I guess you focus also on it, and you pay. You have a particular focus on people that you back and trade with your money. How it works? Is it easy? What are the main points to focus and to pay attention on?
Right. Well, from our side, it's very straightforward. I mean, it's basically common sense, and what we've done is we've sort of deviated away from the traditional trading floor model. And as a business, I mean, our core business model is to focus on investing in traders. In our experience, and even an average trader can produce 300 or 400% return in a year. So from an investment perspective, that's pretty hard to beat, right? So we don't look to make money or income from desk fee and from training fee and things like that. We would much rather invest time into a trader who shows potential, build them into a profitable trader, and then back them with capital so that we can grow our own capital. So it becomes very much a win-win situation, right? As far as the backing model goes, again, very unrestrictive policies. What we guarantee is that if you can show consistency, even in the first 3 months of your trading, you can basically get more than 500% of what you originally started off with, right? We also don't have any minimum capital requirements, but of course we have recommendations based on what we've experienced in the past, what gives you the best odds of success. But in the long run, that's what we're in it for, really. We're in it to back traders. That's our objective here.
Okay.
All right.
Another part of the trading division, okay, we speak about the training and also the traders that you back, but also you have professional traders that rent their desk at your offices, at your floor. What are their characteristic and which market do they trade as they come from all around the world, as you say?
Well, okay, so I'll treat that as a two-part question. The first side is you mentioned that traders come here and they pay desk fee and they rent our facilities. Well, basically here in the Middle East, we are the first and the only trading floor which has a lease line connection. As you know, this is still an emerging market. It's still an emerging country for all intents and purposes. So from an infrastructure point of view, we're quite fortunate that the Dubai government had a stake in the company when it was first formed. So we have a lot of special privileges which ultimately benefit our traders. And it's not really possible for any new company to do. Right, so we've got a stronghold on this front. Here, the telecom provider is called Do, and what we've done is we've leased a dedicated line from them. So that gives us direct market access. From a technology perspective, that solves problems. So regardless of what exchange you want, the latency is phenomenal. The speed is absolutely amazing. So at a very base level, even if a trader does not want backing, they still love us because we provide the only infrastructure that's suitable for trading in the entire Middle East, not just in UAE or Dubai. Now, from the second element of what style of trading and which markets traders are doing, like I said, it's a very diverse mix. In the past, we've had mainly spread traders trading your Bund bubble shats or your crack spread or your oil spreads. But recently, in the last 3 years, we've seen a much more diversified kind of portfolio, if you like, as a company as a whole. A lot of our traders are doing outright trading. Some traders are specializing only in agriculture products like coffee and sugar and cocoa. A lot of traders are still doing their oil spreads, but they're combining that with intraday scalping techniques, for example. There's really no way to generalize. Because markets are evolving, people are finding new ways to make money all the time. New strategies, new markets, and how they're working. So we encourage that. We want a thriving community of traders who are constantly on the lookout for different styles in different markets. All right. From our side, we try to make it as unrestricted as possible. From a compliance and legal perspective, we've been given the golden spoon, as they say. Right. We've got unrestricted access to any market, any exchange in the world.
Thank you, Shoaib, for your answers.
No problem at all.